From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode, time for an industry focus here on Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Coming up later this month, October 25th, Pattern is again hosting the Indiana Creative Economy Summit. It's a one-day event that takes a serious look at the growth and development of Indiana's creative industry.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Hi, I'm Paulina Osherov. I'm the Executive Director of Pattern. It's our second annual Creative Economy Summit, Indiana Creative Economy Summit to be precise. And it's an opportunity for us to talk to our stakeholders statewide and let them know why the creative economy is so important to the city and the state. The creative economy is not really represented by any entity and hasn't been, which is kind of a miss, we believe, because of the impact and the value that creative industries bring to the economy. And so sharing the hows and the whys and the wheres and the data is really important, and that's really what we're trying to do. I think that folks sometimes think of creativity as only relegated to the nonprofit sectors, performing arts, fine arts, opera, those types of things, but creativity is part of every industry, and we need to be more intentional about cultivating creatives and attracting creatives. And then there is just sort of the merits of having a vibrant creative sector, because that looks really good for us when people are looking to move here, for example, or to stick around and stay. So there are so many benefits to supporting creative industries, artists, and creatives. I mean, it can get a little confusing because it is kind of big, vast, but we are looking for better ways of explaining it and helping our stakeholders understand the value and the impact. The one big thing that came out of last year's summit is our ability to do this creative economy study, which was commissioned by the Central Indiana Corporate Partnership. They are really interested in the impact, especially in Central Indiana, but also statewide, and wanted to know more. So that's been a huge thing. Since the summit, there's just been a lot more energy about this conversation. We have been, as part of the study, talking to a lot of stakeholders from all different industries, getting their opinions and input on how we can do it better and what a strategy for creative economy might look like statewide. Folks are cautiously optimistic. Everybody understands that this is going to take time. You don't build something like this in a short couple of years. And so people are excited to have a voice in this way. We have some really great organizations representing artists on the nonprofit side. We've got the various arts councils. Arts Council, Indie Arts Council is fantastic. The Indian Arts Commission, also amazing. But they have a lot to handle, a lot of folks and organizations that they have to support. We are trying to talk more about things like the entertainment industry, film and music, design, architecture, things that actually generate revenue and make an economic impact. So people are excited. Getting support from corporate entities would be huge. It would be, I think, a game changer. And the reason why we think it's important for corporate entities to get behind this is because this is all part of that talent attraction and retention equation. We know that a lot of companies, one of their biggest challenges is getting the right people in the right jobs. Lots of job openings. And it's hard to recruit people to a place that doesn't, on its face, look like it has a lot going on culturally. Now, we all know that Indianapolis has amazing resources and all kinds of amenities, but they don't seem to be highly visible to the outside world, which is one of the things that we're trying to address. But it's here. It needs more love, it needs more investment, and corporate entities recognizing that and embracing that and jumping on the bandwagon and saying, yes, we're going to back this, I think would make a huge difference for them. It's a long-term proposition, not saying that we'll see a big difference in terms of people moving here in the next couple of years, but let's say a decade, and we're thinking big picture. I think that companies would see a big difference. It's super gratifying. I love this work. I love solving big problems, and if I can contribute to a city and a state that I really love, that has adopted me, I'd love to do that. So yeah, warm and fuzzy. Yes, love it.
So I'm Tim George, CEO and founder of Pathemy Strategies, a management and strategy consulting firm that works with impact organizations. And I got connected with Paulina and Pattern a while ago, but have been really excited about supporting Pattern on putting together this creative economy study to highlight the importance of Indiana's creative economy and then roll that out and present it at the summit on the 25th. So we're looking at a lot of different economic data, census data on jobs and wages and compensation and things like that to make the case for elevating the creative economy within the broader economic development discussion. So it's a lot of talent, entrepreneurship, education attainment, things like that. I think it has in different forms and fashions, but not maybe with such a focus on the economic development side. Arts and culture is something that's been studied for a while. There's lots of communities around the country that have put an emphasis on this, but not as much in Indiana. And I also think there's a little bit of an availability problem where a lot of the data wasn't collected on it nationally until 2017. And so it made it harder to kind of splice and dice the numbers on arts and culture specifically. They're finding out how much clusters matter and having places where there's a particular subsector within arts and culture that has a particular strong concentration in that community can do so much for a city in particular. There's a lot of metropolitan areas that are driven so much by their creative economies. You think about film in Hollywood, or music in Nashville and Austin and places like that. And so I think it's really driven the talent attraction that comes from all the people outside of those sectors, corporate jobs and everything else coming to those communities because they want to be part of a vibrant city. I would hope to see some people mobilized. I think it's going to take people from all sectors, the corporate sector, the civic sector, nonprofit communities, artists, schools. It kind of runs the gamut, and I hope to just see a lot more people coming off the sidelines and recognizing the power of creativity and leaning into that as a driver of innovation and entrepreneurship and economic prosperity. There are some recommendations that will come out in this report, and just to give you a little bit of a teaser of what those are. Not a lot of specifics developed because a lot of that will depend on convening of a coalition who can kind of come around this issue and become champions for it. But those recommendations will include things like mobilizing stakeholders, treating arts and culture as an economic development sector to be cultivated, investing more in arts and culture, making sure the education community is leaning into arts and culture and teaching not just art at the K-12 level in a way that exposes students to creativity more, but also at the post-secondary level, making sure that artists are prepared as entrepreneurs to understand finance and intellectual property and entrepreneurship and things like that that need to be taught at the university level. And then also just making sure that we're doing more to connect artists and creatives in more with the corporate and civic networks that are already out there. I would say one of the things that I have been the most surprised by is the impact that arts and culture has on incomes across all industries. So when I've looked at the 50 states, the 15 states that have the strongest arts and culture sectors have average pay of $78,000 for their workers across all industries, not just arts and culture. The reason for that is because it does drive the top talent attraction. People who are innovative and creative leaders want to be in places where that inspires that creativity. And innovation is such a topic in Indiana that people are really recognizing we need to be more of a leader in. And I don't think we can get there without arts, culture, and creativity to power it.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.